People have always thought death would come in the form of a skeleton and a cloak with a scythe, but that's why we don't trust dead people. The collector of mortal souls is actually a bird with a sword. Well, several birds with swords. Crows actually, a murderer of crows with swords who will murder you when the time comes. And in death's door, you're one of those murderous crows. Take on the role of a soul collector as you punch into your job within the bleak bureaucratic world of this bland gray purgatory. Your first assignment will be obtaining a giant soul from a giant creature that's due for death. Once you rip that large glowing morsel from its corpse, a shadowy figure bonks you on the head and runs off with it. After fighting a whole-ass castle that inexplicably shoots laser beams, you finally track down your assailant and he explains to you that he needed this soul to try and open this big ominous door. Death's Door, which is the name of the game in case you forgot. Now you can start your true adventure in harvesting the souls of 3 bosses who have eluded death and now have extra juicy souls. Souls that may just be meaty enough to get that big ominous door to open up and let us take a peek at what's inside. On this journey, you'll venture through dungeons, swamps, castles, and even weird steampunk factories, all while reaping the souls of every creature dumb enough to put their body in front of your sword. These souls also work as currency, so you can upgrade your damage, speed, and magic powers in order to more efficiently rip the mortal essence from your foes to repeat the cycle of death-based capitalism. You'll also find some random seeds on the ground that you can plant in flower pots around the levels to function as the only way to heal after getting your ass kicked. Of course, getting your ass kicked is part of the experience. This game is about death after all. But since by some kind of miracle this isn't a roguelike, you'll end up right back at the last spooky door checkpoint without losing any progress. These doors all take you back to your office of floating doors where you can upgrade skills or venture to another spooky door anytime you'd like. While backtracking isn't a necessary part of the game, you'll encounter many paths you can't cross and areas you can't reach on your adventure. Much like the classic Zelda games that clearly inspired this, you'll unlock bows, bombs, and even the iconic hookshot to aid you on your journey. Each of these tools will let you unlock secrets and gain strengths that help you compensate for when you play like a dumbass and dodge roll into oblivion. Like any good hack-and-slash RPG, the combat is all about using the right weapons, skills, and rolling around on the ground as aggressively as possible. You'll find a nice collection of slightly different weapons across the universe, but each allows you to slurp up those delicious souls equally well, so it's really all about picking whichever one fits your playstyle. I prefer bigger, slower weapons so I can spend less time hitting and more time breakdancing my way to safety and off of ledges. When you're not obliterating swarms of enemies like thick booty knights or ghost wizards, you'll be solving basic puzzles that involve things like hitting switches and lighting torches, the things RPGs require to exist. While few puzzles will leave you with more than a temporarily furrowed brow, they add just enough challenge to make you forget that each dungeon basically has you doing the same thing every time. Opening this door with 4 lights. Death's Door, the best way to play a Zelda game without having to pay Nintendo full price for a game that came out a decade ago. If you'd like to experience more hot takes, warm satire, and tepid commentary about video games, make sure you subscribe and check out my other abbreviated reviews.